Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoy these videos, be sure to click like and smash that subscribe bell so you'll be notified of future videos. I'd like you to meet Robert the Haunted Doll. He's decked out like an American naval officer clutching a stuffed lion. Robert, who is often referred to as Robert the Haunted Doll, is a one-of-a-kind doll that was once owned by a Florida painter named Robert Eugene Otto, thus the name Robert. According to the stories, Eugene, as he was often called, was given the doll as a child by an abused female servant that tended to his parents' house, who just so happened to be well-versed in the art of voodoo. Legends suggest the girl possessed the 3-foot-tall doll as a way to get back at the Otto family, and it was young Eugene who would experience the brunt of the doll's wrath. Much like Chucky, Robert is said to have the ability to speak, and Eugene's parents would often hear him having conversations with the doll up in his bedroom. They would hear their son talking to the doll and then appear to hear responses back in a completely different voice other than Eugene's. Whenever strange things would happen in the house or misfortunes would befall the family, Eugene would always place the blame on Robert, convinced that the doll was the bearer of bad tidings. According to various reports from neighbors and family friends, Robert would blink, laugh, even walk around the house when the Otto family wasn't home, suggesting that an evil spirit the servant infused into him essentially brought the once inanimate object to life. Eugene's parents were often awoken at night by a sound of their son screaming bloody murder, and Robert was always found at his bedside taking blame for the knocked over furniture and other devilish deeds. When his mother and father died, Eugene inherited the house and discovered Robert in the attic, tossed up there for many years. Eugene reportedly developed a deep connection with the doll as soon as he once again laid eyes on it, and his wife was so creeped out by it that she insisted it stay locked away in the attic. This didn't sit well with Eugene, who demanded he be let into the house and given a room of his own. So the doll stayed locked away in the attic per the wishes of his wife, and it was nevertheless found its way to continue its reign of terror. Visitors to the house would hear footsteps in the attic, laughter coming from up there. Eugene found the doll several times sitting in a rocking chair in the house, even after he made sure it was locked up in the attic. Eugene passed away in 1974, and a new family moved into the house, proving that Eugene wasn't making up the stories about the evil doll. The new family's 10-year-old daughter experienced the similar terrorism at the hands of Robert, claiming that he made several attempts to try and attack her. To this day, now the adult woman stands by these childhood claims. Over 100 years after being gifted Eugene Otto, Robert the Haunted Doll now calls Key West Martello Museum home, where he is visited by tourists who are captivated by his frightening story. Even within the confines of the museum behind glass, Robert still managed to terrify and bewilder several employees who have reported that he changed position overnight, and in one case even had dust on his feet in the morning, suggesting that he had walked around when no one was in the building. When visitors try to take pictures of Robert, their cameras often malfunction, and then only to resume working after they leave the residence. Lesson learned, dolls can be creepy, and we should forever keep them out of our houses. This is an interesting concept or article. So let's find out about what's going on with this doll. I'm debating on what deck I'm going to use, but I actually think I'm going to start like I usually do with my Haunted House Tarot and then go to my go-to deck, which is the Universal Weight, right after. So Haunted House Tarot, is Robert the doll really, cursed or possessed or has a voodoo curse or something like that in it? Woo! This would suggest, allegedly, and for entertainment purposes only, that, look at the light coming out of her hands, that this woman could have been sexually abused. She's sitting in the bed and she's like, I'm going to get revenge. Look at her face. I'm going to get revenge. I'm going to put some kind of energy into that doll. I mean, you can all agree there's energy, right? Wow. So this is a hunter. So it's almost like she infused the energy of the doll hunting people. like hunting people, like revenge. The doll would hunt people. Holy smack. Well, that's interesting. And this is like the moon. It's like it becomes super active at night. I mean, probably it can do things in the daytime, but it feels like it becomes really active at night. This could definitely be some kind of a curse, like that this woman knew what she was doing. Look at her with the fire. Fire in her hand. Fire in her hand. Yeah. I'm going to say that this deck is looking like she actually did put something into that doll. Oh, completely. Completely. She knew exactly what she was doing. Boy, I guess that teaches you shouldn't abuse your servants, right? My God. Back then, I mean, shouldn't have servants, but back then they did. So what are you going to do? All right, go-to deck. Is Robert the doll haunted or cursed by the voodoo from that woman? Is Robert the doll haunted or cursed by... Yes. For you guys who don't know, that I have an agreement with my tarot cards that if a question can be answered with a yes, and it's 100% yes, and the cards want me to spit out yes, then pull an ace. There's only 4 aces out of 78 cards, and this is the Ace of Wands, and this means that she infused a spirit into it. She infused a spirit into Robert, the doll. It's attached also to the home. This is the home card. Now, both these cards are spirits, all right? Spirits. Because she wanted to make it fair. It wasn't fair what happened to her, and she thought, well, this is revenge. I'm going to make it fair with the Justice card. She suspected that they might not believe what she did to the doll because this is mainstream religion, mainstream beliefs. That she felt like she could get away with this because they were of mainstream belief, and that they wouldn't curse her back, which they didn't, and it worked. It worked. Oh, what does that mean? The curse evolves. No, curses can't evolve. Seriously? Did the curse in the doll evolve? How can a curse evolve? Because she was a master. She was raised in a family of masters. So is Robert the doll still evolving? Is he still evolving? Yes. Oh my fucking God. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. Can we do something? Can we do something to stop this? So it'll come back with anger if I try to do something. So it'll come back with anger. So what can be done? Takes a king. King of Swords. We have 2 kings here. King of Swords. So do I call in a king? Am I supposed to call in a king to try to break this evolving thing of what this doll has? Wait. This is a card about waiting. So something going to be done? Is somebody going to do something? End of the curse. Death. Okay. Wow. That is really weird. So I have a question. I'm going to put these cards back, and I'm going to ask, is Robert the doll, is the curse, does the curse have like, does it choose its victims, or does it whoever is in possession of the doll? Does it choose its victims, or is it whoever owns the doll is just at the mercy of the curse? Whoa, 2 cards came out of here. That's a little weird. She's playing music and there's a vibration that, oh, so the doll has energy and it's, okay, so whoever is, and look at, she's like purchasing it. Oh, look at this cute doll. I think I'll buy it. Not. That's probably why it ended up in a museum. Look at, we have a black cat, black cats, superstition, voodoo. She did the voodoo, and now whoever is in the vicinity of the doll gets the brunt of the doll situation. So I guess I won't be going to see this doll anytime soon. Whoa. This curse is guarded. Death. That's a second death card. That's a little creepy. Why am I getting 2 death cards in this reading? Why? Is that the end of the curse, or the curse is going to start doing away with people? So somebody's working on stopping it so it doesn't evolve. Because look at it, it's like evolving. Somebody's working on stopping it. Page of Cups. Oh, exposing it. It's being exposed because, see, it took off the costume. Took off the costume. This is the child card. This is the child card. And this is the cauldron, Ace of Cups. And there's energy being dissipated. This is so weird. I have to ask another question. I have to ask, are there other, like, was this common, or is this common for people to curse items? Is this common that people curse items and that they can actually cause disruption like this? So knights are somebody that's got they've got a special talent, and this is the pentacle, which can be the witch, the witch knowledge, and they've got protection. He's got protection on his hands. He's got protection on his whole body, so they know how to protect themselves. They handle it with care, but they obviously do know how to do that. Oh, that's interesting. So they also use energies like other energies from other realms. They use energies from other realms. Which is why... No. So this is why... This is the cat... This is, what do you call it? Religion. And the Protestant churches, they're not trained to do exorcisms, but you know who is? The Catholic churches. And you know what an exorcism? You know why you need one? Because a spirit has inhabited this is their belief, that a spirit has inhabited the person, and so they're trained. Certain priests in the Catholic Church are trained to do exorcisms. So I wonder if exorcisms are performed on these objects that have these curses, because you have to be trained to do them. This is almost telling me that possessed items or items that are haunted need to have some kind of exorcism performed. That is interesting. That is interesting. And this is the Nine of Cups, which also there's a veil here, something hidden. There's like some hidden information, and he's protecting himself. So he might be happy, but he's got his arms folded, which is a form of protection. So I think they're saying you want to protect yourself when you're around these haunted items. You want to protect yourself when you're around these haunted items. How do you even know if they're haunted? This is making me weird. So this is back to the evolving curse of Robert. Okay, so let's keep going with that. Is that going to... Yeah, see, protect... The person who does this, who ends this thing, is protecting themselves everywhere. The crown chakra, the heart chakra, the feet. They're protecting themselves. That's the Ten of Swords. Oh, that duh. This is the pin cushion. Robert was made into a voodoo doll. That's the pin cushion. Is that so what does that do? When they make something into a voodoo doll, what does that do? It's a plan. So the voodoo is a plan. They make a plan of what that is going to do. My goodness, what we aren't learning today, drawn to children. Oh, that is freaky. That is freaky. Because you think about it, adults don't play with dolls. I mean, maybe they do, but mostly dolls are played with by children. So what do these voodoo dolls do to children other than terrorize them? So it's getting back to Robert, just wanted justice, wanted it to be fair because of that, because of the abuse of the servant. This is fascinating to me. I could actually talk, let's take another look at this. What's the purpose of that dog? Is there a purpose to the dog being there? That channeling energies. I just feel like that the dog isn't that important. Like I'm not focused on the doll, but she channeled energy. She channeled energy down. This is channeling energy from another realm down onto Earth. And she had all the tools to do it. Wait a minute. Whoever did this, is she in the spirit world now? Let's try to talk to her. Ooh, do we want to though? She could be evil. What kind of woman is she a nice woman or what kind of woman did this? I know she wasn't abused. Anger and chains. Well, that validates what happened. She was like a slave. She was a servant. She was a slave. She's still angry. I'm not talking to her. Nope, no thank you. I am not going to talk to her. If we could see what this, oh, did you just see what happened there? Huh, 2 cards fell out. I was going to ask, what does the spirit inside the doll look like? Yikes. There she is, Queen of Wands, using her voodoo to haunt the doll. You can't make this stuff up. You simply cannot make this stuff up. So let's all not go visit Robert the doll. And let's hope that this evolving voodoo thing is somehow eliminated by a master either on the other side or this side. Because, wow, this was interesting. Now, if you guys have done research on this or you know anything about this, leave your comments below. I'd be interested to see if you noticed anything in the cards or what your thoughts are on this. If you want more videos like this about haunted objects, put that in the comments so I'll know. Thank you, guys.